to run it 2 in one night?
Yeah. What's the one?
What's up? You want to run it 2 in one night?
Right in front.
You want to
Good.
run it 2 in one night?
Absolutely.
So let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Get the paperwork for this bomb.
Get Al Hammond.
Absolutely. I don't need Al Hammond.
Let me call Al Hammond.
I'm my own boss. I'm my own
2 in
boss.
one night. Got that.
It got crazy in Las Vegas during Jake Paul's last press meeting before his much-anticipated fight against Gervonta "Tank" Davis. It wasn't because of Paul or Davis. Floyd Mayweather walked up to the event out of the blue, took over the mix, and said one of the scariest things you can say about a boxer. He fixed the fight. And right before he lost it, Davis had been quietly talking about how calm and focused he felt before the biggest fight of his career.
My headspace that I'm in now is way better than what I was before, and that's the only thing that mattered to me.
Compared to before, my mental health is a lot better now. What he said meant the world to me. They are Floyd Mayweather, Jake Paul, and Gervonta Davis. They are all heroes in their own right, and they are stuck in a triangle of anger, betrayal, and pride. The strangest thing is that boxing greats like Manny Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford, and Shocker Stevenson have all said who they think will win.
Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
But let's go back to where the story really began. A news conference that turned into a fighting show. The event in Las Vegas was meant to be a simple day for the media. Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis answer popular questions about mindset, training camps, and how they work. Things were going well until Floyd Mayweather showed up out of the blue. Fans screamed and cameras flashed, and for a short time, no one knew if it was a real delay or just a marketing stunt. But as soon as Floyd picked up the mic, it was clear this wasn't a trick. He said that Jake Paul had hidden terms in his fight contracts, which made it sound like some of Jake's opponents were paid to lose.
Everybody should be treated fair, and everybody should be on an even playing field. So I flew to Mexico to meet with the WBC, to meet with different referees, different officials, so fighters can be treated fair.
When he said most of them agreed to accept defeat in exchange for a good contract, the crowd went wild. The crowd went crazy, with some people booing and some clapping. When he talked to Jake, he said that the YouTuber turned boxer had skipped tough drug tests and made it sound like he wasn't clean. People in the room gasped. The reporters leaned in. It was almost like you could feel the heat rising. However, while Jake and Floyd were arguing, Gervonta Davis stayed still, quiet, and calm. It was clear on his face. He didn't want to be in the show. His mind was on something else, the real fight.
Hey, Tank, you're giving up 40 pounds, 50 pounds to Jake. Considering he's much bigger, is this the toughest, is this one of the biggest challenges of your career? Do you feel?
I can't say right now. I ain't been in the ring with him.
He saw Floyd, who used to be his teacher, put the spotlight on himself. Tank didn't say anything. He just kept quiet. That silence said it all. While Mayweather was beating Jake, Tank was ready to make his own name without the man who once said he made him. The news was all over Mayweather's charges, but Gervonta Davis quietly showed everyone why he is one of the most feared boxing champions. He spoke calmly and with confidence. I feel a lot better than I did before. How big, strong, and quick he was. I just need to change. The voice belonged to a man who had been through a lot.
Headspace that I'm in now is way better than what I was before, and that's the only thing that mattered to me.
Davis is more than just a boxer. He is 30-1 and has won all of his fights by knockout. He has lived through fighting politics, being lied to, and personal problems. In a strange twist, Jake Paul, the most sure of himself showman on the internet, admits to feeling scared for the first time across from him. Jake said to TMZ, "Internally, I'm the most scared going into a fight that I've ever been." This statement came as a surprise. Proof that everyone has times when they question themselves, even the most outgoing people.
Actually, internally, like, I'm the most scared going into a fight that I've actually ever been, because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring, and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is. It's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
One thing that both guys do, though, is that they believe in what they do. Davis loves being exact. Paul runs on electricity. Everyone in that newsroom knew that respect does not mean sympathy. As the conflict rose, the biggest names in boxing started to pick a side.
See Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Not a lot of people have talked about Jake and say he's got good power. Not even and I get anything could technically happen, but you don't even see a realistic shot where he could land one big punch, and Tank being so much smaller, he just can't handle the power.
Nah, not at all. I think Tank is he's been boxing his whole life. He's been boxing since a kid, so I doubt like that's gonna be an issue or problem. I think Jake is good for where he's at, but I think it's just levels.
Shocker Stevenson, who is known for being very smart when it comes to analysis, backed Davis wholeheartedly. If I feel like Tank, I just send him an outbox message. Make use of your IQ. Make it simple.
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't gonna be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank, it's over with.
The pound-for-pound king, Terence Crawford, didn't agree. His words on the Full Send show were, "Jake is too big for Tank. Many people think he's slow, but he's not. It's over if he hits with his right hand." To great fighters, to wildly different opinions. That's why this fight came as a surprise. Experts aren't sure what will happen or how it will end. Davis, the knockout artist who has beaten men twice his size, is on one side. Jake Paul is on the other side. He is a big troublemaker who keeps proving everyone wrong, even the boxing elite, who made fun of him in the past. Every point of view and angle only adds to the chaos building up before the fight.
Floyd Mayweather, you punch-drunk idiot. Read my lips. Oh wait, you can't. Where's my money, bitch? Floyd never paid me for our fight. Who am I, the IRS? You can't dodge taxes like you do punches, dummy. Floyd, how can you call yourself the GOAT?
This is where the story gets more interesting, since Floyd Mayweather's response wasn't just about Jake Paul. It was also about his own image, which had been in danger for a long time. The same person whose reputation was built on money. There are now rumors that Mayweather owes money, is being sued, and has tax troubles. The whole thing started when Logan Paul said he was never fully paid for their test fight in 2021.
How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory.
Right.
And you got to realize, when you used to getting, to them, that's real money. And I like YouTube because I don't mind getting a
right.
YouTube check.
Shit, we getting a YouTube check.
Right.
This is going to be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so, the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while.
Floyd, of course, denied it, saying that the delay was due to pay-per-view work behind the scenes. But as time went on, new stories came out. There were rumors that Floyd owed the IRS millions of dollars in back taxes and was still being chased by them. Tim Bradley, a former world champion, weighed in and said Mayweather never planned to quit. He always behaved as if the money would never stop coming in.
And he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when the tables turn. Look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the tables turn, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
So Floyd's claim that Jake Paul was a fake at that news conference was an odd case of pot calling kettle black. There was one person in the room who saw the irony more clearly than everyone else. Grafton Davis. Floyd used to pick Davis out as his golden boy student and planned to make him his son. Even though everyone smiled and shook hands, things were not as great as they seemed.
I was in a lose-lose situation. Now, what came out still on top?
With Floyd? What was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, make me lose. But he thought I was gonna lose. But
you talking about like a boxing match or?
Yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 16-0, and
Davis has now said that he was underpaid, underpromoted, and over-controlled while working for Mayweather Promotions. Even though he was getting more and more famous, he used to get paid as little as $10,000 for each fight. He says Floyd retaliated when he spoke out, putting him out of work for months and almost ruining his career before it even began.
I was 21 at the time, and I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. Around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, you know. So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You sitting on the show.
Davis's own words: "He gave me enough crumbs to keep coming back." What a stress it must be when the same boss who used to try to take over his career shows up at his most important news conference and steals the show. It wasn't all bad. People's private lives came to light in public. The mentor came back, but not to help his old fighter. Instead, he came back to tell him who was in charge before. Tate didn't move this time. He didn't say anything. It was all he did to smile and say, "The only thing that matters to me is where my headspace is now." It wasn't weakness that there was silence and peace. It happened over time. Because Davis has finally shown that he can fight on his own. Even though Mayweather showed him how to do it. Just when everyone thought things couldn't get any worse, Jake Paul made things worse. At first, it was just lighthearted small talk about a $500,000 side bet that Jake brought up in passing during an interview. At first, Tank just shrugged it off, but Jake kept asking him about it, making fun of him with his usual grin. The $500,000 turned into $1 million in just a few minutes, then $2.
Let's make it 2. $1 million total. Yeah. Shake on it.
Jake, $1 million.
2 mil? 2 mil? 2 mil. Let's do it. Right here, 2 mil.
Jake,
2 mil.
Jake.
Easy work, bro.
2 mil? Oh, they're shaking left here.
2 mil.
There we go. Oh my God. Oh my God.
$2 million.
They shook hands in front of the camera to seal the deal. There is a $2 million winner-take-all side bet on this fight, making it one of the most expensive title fights in modern boxing. There was another twist, though. A week later, news came out that one of the 3 judges will be helped by AI. This would be the first time in the history of professional fights. A sports analytics company made this AI judge system that is very good at finding punches, movement, and ring control. People who support it call it bold. Some people think it's dangerous. This is where things get crazy. If the fight is close, the AI's help could make the difference. Jake Paul might see this as confirmation that he is more than just a powerful person who throws punches. For Gervonta Davis, though, it could be disastrous if a machine, not a person, decides the outcome of the most important fight of his life. Let's be honest. In a sport based on gut, emotion, and drama, letting a computer program decide what to do is like playing with fire. But just as rumors about Jake Paul and Mayweather were getting crazy, a new name jumped into the conversation and changed the tone right away.
Who else he might fight. Again, the Rolly deal is not done yet, and I spoke to his advisor, Sean Gibbons, who runs Manny Pacquiao's promotional company. He said the 3 names they're looking at are Rolly Romero, Gervonta Davis, and Conor Benn. So Conor Benn obviously is going to be fighting Chris Eubank Jr. in a rematch November 15th.
It's Manny Pacquiao, and source, Mike Coppinger, says that Pacquiao's team is considering 3 names for his comeback. These people are Gervonta Tank Davis, Conor Benn, and Rolly Romero. The next fight his team wants is if Tank beats Jake, Pacquiao versus Davis, a fight between 2 groups that could change the future of boxing. Pacquiao sees it as his legacy. Davis thinks it proves something, a chance to shut down critics and stay out of Mayweather's way for good, because beating Pacquiao would solidify his place in history, while beating Jake Paul would show how good he is.
On this show last week, Ben told us he's coming back to 47 no matter what.
Yep.
And we have Gervonta Davis, who of course has the exhibition with Jake Paul, also in November. And those are the fights for Manny right now. Whether it's the first fight or the second fight, those are the guys he's looking at.
What I will say though,
when you think about it all, Floyd's sudden charges, Jake's worries that came out of the blue, and Tank's calm confidence, it's clear that this fight has turned into a lot more than just a boxing match. Self-pride, it's anger, empathy, and tradition don't get along. Under the lights of Las Vegas, Mayweather's past, Jake Paul's desire for attention, and Gervonta Davis's desire for respect all come together. Floyd wants to be in charge. Jake wants to show that he fits in. Tank wants to finally step out from under the shadow of the person who made him and show the world that he doesn't need a guy, a publicist, or a savior. You'll need dust masks, grit, and focus. As the timer starts, there is still one question. What will happen when the lights go out in Vegas? Will Tank's accuracy shut up the doubters, or will Jake Paul shock everyone again? Feel free to write your thoughts in the space below. Okay, everyone, if you subscribe to Fight Motive and turn on notifications, you'll never miss important material. Watch some of our other movies. Until the next time, peace.